Okay, so I'm going to do a quick video, right quick, just to help you better understand like what we're looking at, because this market is very competitive, it's tight. And at this point, we're at 3 contracts already, and we haven't won an offer yet. So we don't want to keep putting offers on houses and that are not going to go through, that are not going to be accepted. We want to make sure that our offer is as strong as possible. And so what I wanted to do real quick is, I know that you said that your price point was 330. You didn't want to go over that. But in the long run, what I want to say is, one, I think that we need to stop looking at condos altogether, just because there's no way that you can compete with someone that wants to remove an appraisal contingency. You're getting a loan, you're going to get an appraisal, you don't know what the property is going to appraise for. What the properties are selling for on the market when we pull comps is not the appraisal price. It just isn't. And appraisals vary. There is no set standard to say that one appraiser is going to appraise a property for X amount of dollars, or that this appraiser is going to appraise it for so much. So that can vary. And usually the comps that are on the market are accurate, but people are paying $30,000, $20,000 over the listed value just so that they can get in the house. Doesn't necessarily have anything to do with the value, but then if they pay that much, then of course that does raise the property value in the neighborhood. So it's all about what someone is willing to pay. And if you cannot compete with removing the appraisal contingency, which we're finding that is a standard now. Sellers, they know that they have the upper hand. They know that buyers need to find a property. So this is what we're looking at. And what I want to do right now is go over the figures with you. And I know that you didn't want to go over 320, but here's the deal. Start thinking about going over 320, even going up to 350, even maybe 360. Because here's the deal. You're going to have to start plugging and playing these numbers yourself. Spend some time, go over a monthly mortgage calculator. So, because Jessica and her team are providing you this breakdown, so you can put these numbers in just to see what it is. And what I would do is I would take it up past 320, go ahead and ask them to do a scenario based on like just 370. Just throw it out there, the highest number. Because what's going to happen is, so even what I did was I just started playing around with numbers. And if you look, I'm looking at a home purchase price. So let's just say if we were at 360, okay? And your down payment, which is going to be, so your down payment like 54. Okay. Your annual property tax, this is just based off the last condo that we looked at. Now, so right here at 360, there's no condo fee. So let's just say maybe you have HOA. We're not even going to throw that in there. Usually the HOAs are very simple, like maybe $100 a month, but usually less. So your home insurance, and I don't know what that is. I'm just guesstimating. Loan term, interest rate. Okay. So total payment right now, $24.89. Okay, so remember that number, $24.89. Now, if you're going to be looking at condos and your down payment, I think on that one was going to be 48. Okay. property tax the same. Now your condo fee was gonna come in at like 308 per month. Okay, okay, 320 down payment. I don't know why this is doing this. Oh. Annual property tax. Okay, so 320, 48,000, 3567, 308, 20. Okay, so now look at your total payment monthly is 2578. And the whole game of real estate is we're looking at the bigger picture. So your monthly mortgage payment at 320 is more on just a townhome. And you also too have to start thinking when you said that you didn't want a single family home. Now, yes, that is going to put you in a higher price bracket. But when we're thinking of real estate, of course, yes, you always want to go where the value is. Yes, a single family is worth more than a townhouse. And really the maintenance on a townhome and a single family is the same. Because if you have a single family, the only thing that you're doing exterior cutting grass outside, pay somebody to do that $50 every 2 weeks. Okay, if you go with a townhome, then yes, you're going to have a smaller yard and a smaller blueprint, but the same, like the HVAC, if you know, an HVAC is an HVAC, if you have to replace it, it doesn't have to service maybe, and it depends too, because you have to look at the square footage, right? Because when you get a townhome, you're stacking 3 levels on top of one another. But if it's a single family and it's a split level, it's 2 levels, but it's can be the same square footage. So you want to make sure that you're comparing apples to apples. So get out of your headspace of, oh, I don't want the single family because XYZ. Think about it. Does it really make sense? Townhome, okay, if you want a townhome, then I would say take away that condo fee because there are some townhomes that, you know, it looks like a townhome, but it's really a condo. So I would say stay away from that. I would say, if anything, bump the price up that you're willing to go. Have the lending team do a scenario for you just to throw it out there and stop being nervous about the numbers, because just like I showed you on a monthly payment, you're paying less. And remember, condo fees go up. There's no reason why they would ever go down. Okay, so just remember that. They're going to go up every year. You don't know what's going to be the driving factor to increase those condo fees. So what you're paying in your monthly mortgage right now, when you get into the house, that doesn't mean that that's what it's going to be 3-5 years down the road. So when we're looking at homes, you have to think of the bigger picture. Also, right now, you're having to bid just to bid your way to the top of the line so that someone actually even considers your offer. You're hoping that they're going to accept it, but the competition is fierce. There were 8 offers on the last property, and I would say on every property, expect 8 to 10 offers. Where is yours going to be? We don't want to be at the bottom of the pile. So when you're thinking about making an offer, think about what because the big goal here monthly, and your down payment is only going to go up a little bit from the 320 to, like, say if you did 360. So in your mind, you're thinking, oh, 360, that's a lot of money, but not really, because if you were going to pay 320 and then you were going to have a condo fee attached to that every single month, that's a lot of money. That's adding to your monthly mortgage. So thinking about big picture, 360, 370, not so bad. But remember, you've also got to have room to outbid the other person. And that's what the dilemma is right now that we're in. So being capped right here, not going any higher than 330 is hurting you. So you're gonna have to go higher than 330, but remember the numbers. So what we're doing is your homework is to play around with these numbers. Every time the lending team is giving you a spreadsheet, just go ahead and have them factor out, I don't know, pick a house. I'm gonna start sending you lists just for giggles. Pick a higher purchase price, okay? Pick something that's 370, just so that you can see 380, just so you can see how much are these numbers really going to change. And we're going to the very top of the price point. We're pushing it because your monthly mortgage is not going to change that much. So you have to have a reasoning too, and now seeing what the market is yielding. And remember, because at some point there's going to come a point where, and right now we're at that point where you see, yeah, I'm going to have to really outbid these people. So if you can't remove your appraisal contingency, then you have to make your offer somehow look more appealing than your competition. So right now it's about how much more are you willing to bid over? And I would not bid that much over for a condo, but for a townhome, something that you are going to own outright, yes. So that's what we're working with right now. Your homework is to play around with these numbers, ask the lending team to go ahead and bump this number up, take it to the top, just so that you can see a different scenario of the numbers and what the difference is. Because what you will see in your monthly mortgage is that it's not going to be that much, especially since we're going to drop this condo fee. If you're not going to have that condo fee, then the numbers go down, even though the price of the home goes up. Your monthly mortgage is still not going to be that much. So just something to think about, and we will continue to look, but just remember that we're going to have to be more, but just remember that we're going to have to be, and just remember that we're going to have to be more bullish in our offers. So just think about that. And of course, call me if you have any questions, and I hope this helps.